dominant right now at the moment, but I can judge for the whole championship. But right now at this track, maybe it's the track itself. Maybe if you gonna drive this car onto a track like the Nürburgring GP, for instance, or Silverstone, then this will probably crush you. But I don't know. I know for sure it can be the track because this car has been made as a quote-unquote stock car, so it's got tested on tracks like this.
Imola's next, and that's a twisty one, so we'll see then. But I think you'll see pretty much Imola's next year.
That would be a great track for the slower guys, because it's a cornery track. But I'm not sure if the Vets are gonna win or lose. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if you pit those top, well, I'm not blowing trumpets or anything, but I think if you pit the top 3 guys in a Ferrari or a Ford around that track, it'd be the same outcome, I think. Because I know Sean and I know Scooby and I know how fast they are. They are really fast guys.
Yeah, I know. You are fast as well, but
they're not quicker.
It seems quite dominant having fast guys and fast cars compared to the slower drivers who's driving slower cars as well. So it seems unbalanced within this race. Not that I want to change anything, but it's something that a bit of feedback. It's negative or something like that.
That's okay. I could maybe look to going in the Ford just for a bit of variety. I don't mind.
No. All I say is think about something like changing the meta. What we have right now, if after the second or the third race, if the position stays the same as it is now.
Well, if you know, as you know from the next race, there's no qualifying, so it's in reverse championship order. So we'll be at the back.
And it's a small track. So
that'll make it.
For the Vets to pass others.
Yeah, the Ford was the quickest thing on the straight. Every time I got behind a Ford, I just couldn't pass it. I was like, God's sake! It was literally in the first sector. I had quite a lot of wing on, so I was gaining on to people a lot through there. And obviously, a lot of other people were running really low aero, and especially the Ford guys, I just couldn't get near them on the straight. So I don't think I passed one car on the straight. I just got them all on corners and things like that, and braking zones. So I think they'll get quicker. The Ford, I think it was Coco, was hanging on to the leaders at the start, and then he just slowly dropped back.
Somehow, I don't know what happens, but I know for a fact that the GTs, Ford GTs, are quite nervous on straight lines or at corner, getting out of the corner, accelerating out of the corner. It's a pretty nifty car. But okay, nothing negative. It was just a slight bit of feedback towards you. Like today, it was noticeable that the Vets are dominant, and that's all I wanted to say. I mean, you ripped through the field within 10 laps. And I was like, okay, this is actually quite fun to watch.
Yeah, I was pissed right off. I thought, oh no. So that's probably half the battle. But the leaders, I could catch them through the first sector, and then because they were slipstreaming each other, they pull like 6/10 on the straight because of the overspeed. And I'd lose all the time, and I kept doing it over and over, and I got the slipstream from Sean at one point, but then he got the slipstream of Scooby again, and that was that. He pulled it out to 2 seconds again, and that's nothing I could do. But it's just one of those races, like.
Yeah, that's racing, but I really enjoyed the whole thing. It was pretty hard task for me to keep track of everyone, talking at the same time and filling up the entertainment. Taking care of the chat and the stream in general. It was a pretty hard task for me.
Yeah,
so
I'll sort it for next week.
Next race we will have a director.
We will, and I'll get a backup for the rest of the season as well. I'll get a backup commentator as well if I can.
Yeah, I think that will be right now you can keep me as a lead commentator and as a broadcaster. That's not a problem. You don't need a reserve for that. But yeah, it felt weird, but fun at the same time.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was something different, something that I haven't been used to. So this is great. This is fun. But
yeah. It was fun coming through, and then fun like racing those guys. But it's just annoying that I couldn't get into the battle.
You were close into the battle with Coco and who was it?
The
Scooby
Porsche.
And Scooby and Cool Viper.
Yeah.
You were close, and you're getting closer, or you got closer, and then you backed out. And I thought something happened, you know.
Nah.
I had mainly focused on the top 3, and
it was just a slipstream, mate. It was just when he was on his own, he made a mistake. He was on his own, and I got him on the slipstream. But then he'd pull away a little bit on the straights every time, even with the slipstream. And then when he caught Scooby, that was it. He just pulled the extra half a second, and I was out the slipstream, and that was the end of that. And they just push each other along with the slipstream, because I don't even know in this game when you're slipstreaming someone, it pushes the car in front of you faster as well. It's just weird.
It's mainly within a second.
Yeah, if you get him with a second, you catch. But then I was always like just off a second behind him, and then they'd just slipstream each other. And I was watching the time, it was like 2.1 out of the chicane, and then by the start finish it was 2.6. I'm like, every lap it was doing the same thing, and I was just like, oh, God's sake. Fuck's sake, I just want to...
It was a different race, something that I haven't been used to for a while to see, because the last championship that I drove by myself instead of watching it was like 2 years ago. So this was fun to watch. It's from a different perspective. So I really enjoyed it. I've joined the fight you had, and I was mainly focused on you within the beginning of the race.
Yeah.
And I moved over to the back of the field and go back to the front of the field. So I switched between everyone a bit.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed watching it.
I was quite angry because I was like, fuck's sake, I didn't even get to qualify, you know. And obviously the pace yesterday, I knew I was going to be near the front. But I was having to pull some like insane moves just to try and get past like the Ford, because I knew how fast he was on the straight. So I was like round the outside of turn 1 at him, and then did a dummy on the Porsche to get past him, and I'm like, oh, now I've got to pull a gap before the straight. And I just like going like crap through the corners. And then
well, you didn't do bad. I mean, you came back from the back of the field to winning the bronze medal eventually. So you did a great job, man. You really did a
cheers.
Great job.
Yeah, I tried.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
I'm knackered now because I was like just concentrating so hard trying to keep up with those guys and take temps off them and stuff. And then I was like fucking trying to figure out my fuel the whole last 10-12 minutes. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make this. I think it's preset behind pitted, and I'm like, shit, we're not going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put it into lean the whole last lap, and I'm like, right, okay, if they run out, I'll win.
Well, it was it was a tight field, and certainly within the start, but you definitely could notice the difference between the front of the field, the midfield, and the back of the field.
Yeah.
And you definitely could see the differences between all those groups of cars and the cars within those groups. So mainly the drivers itself. I mean, I have seen Carlos made a couple of mistakes. Marco made a couple of mistakes. Will made a couple of mistakes, and big ones as well.
Yeah.
I've seen Andy crashed a couple of times. That is also the reason why he left the race.
He's not interested in racing apparently. He said, I hate these cars. I'm like, why'd you even bother then?
If you any kind of racer can handle any kind of car.
Yeah.
Good race. Any good racer can handle every car. Doesn't matter what car. Even if it's rubbing on 3 wheels, I don't care. But and listen up, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette because I haven't been smoking for like 1.5 hours, so maybe meanwhile 2 hours. So I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, mate.
Alright, cool.
Cheers. Hey Joe. Yes.
Yes, I am dead. I do understand Marco's frustration.
Yeah, I don't get that either. It's first race. Come on.
Yeah, I do understand it, but what I've noticed with Marco was he was fighting against blue flag drivers, and I was like, why are you fighting? Give them.
What car was he? What car did he? What car was he?
He was the only one in Aston Martin on the field,
Yeah, I
and
saw him.
also the only one at the back of the field, because he's driving an Aston Martin. That is the reason why I switched at the last moment.
Well, he needs to change car then, if he's not happy with the Aston. I think the Aston's the worst car, to be fair.
Yeah, it is the worst car. But is there still a car available, for instance, like a Ferrari or a or Ford GT or Porsche
just
maybe?
Yeah, he can try all of those, I believe. The Corvettes. I need to see what Dean's doing because there might even be a Corvette available, but the Ferraris there's definitely one available. Because the guys that didn't turn up tonight won't be racing next week because they didn't say that they weren't turning up, and they've not contacted me whatsoever today, the whole day. So I don't know what cars they had.
Yeah, I'm gonna invite Marco right now.
Yeah, I'll try and speak to him.
Offline. What the actual?
Yeah, so there'll be a Ferrari available because Burfett didn't turn up, and Filio was in a Ferrari as well, so the Ferrari becomes available. So that's a good card. There's Porsches available. There's any Ford GT.